Tiana Tillman is the middle child of Bears cornerback Charles Tillman and his wife Jackie. She's also the firecracker of the family, and on this January afternoon, she's helping her mom make lunch and keeping an eye on baby brother Tyson. Tiana turns 2 this month, a birthday her doctors and parents weren't sure she'd see. Back in May 2008, Jackie thought Tiana, then 3 months old, was coming down with a cold, but it quickly turned into something much worse.
Having a hard time breathing, and she'd completely stopped eating. And then once obviously they looked at her heart was huge and barely functioning.
Tests at the emergency room revealed dilated cardiomyopathy, a condition in which the heart is too big and too weak. With her heart failing, Tiana was medevaced to Children's Memorial Hospital in downtown Chicago.
Tiana came in at the beginning of the summer and she was quite sick.
Dr. Carl Backer was one of 3 doctors on Tiana's case at Children's. In those first few weeks, doctors were able to treat her with drugs and a ventilator and hoped her heart was fixable.
After many weeks of kind of relative stability with that support system, she took a turn for the worse.
Doctors put her on emergency bypass, but without a new heart, they didn't think she'd survive the summer. That's when they recommended the Berlin heart. Developed in Germany 2 decades ago, the Berlin heart is what's called a ventricular assist device. It helps patients survive the critical window between when their own heart fails and when a donor heart becomes available.
It's a great device in the sense of bridging our patients from medical therapy to transplantation.
The device has 2 pumps, each about the size of a stopwatch, which mimic the heart's natural beat. It's a big step up over traditional bypass methods, which require patients to be paralyzed and put on a breathing tube. The Berlin heart sits outside the body, and patients can lead relatively normal lives.
So they can play around in their room, they can eat normally, and they can interact with their families.
But although it's been used on a case-by-case basis since 2000, the Berlin heart is still not FDA approved. And when Tiana went into surgery in July of 2008, she was the first child in Illinois to get one.
They could see the need for this. They could see that their baby was not going to survive without the Berlin heart, and they had faith in us. They were really a brave family.
The Berlin heart kept Tiana alive until a donor heart became available in August. Now, doctors say she's doing great. As for the device that saved her, the Berlin heart is working its way toward FDA approval, and researchers expect to wrap up a clinical trial later this spring. And they're getting some PR help from a very grateful Tillman family. Charles spoke to lawmakers in Washington last fall, and the couple has refocused their foundation, which they originally created in 2005 to support education in Chicago.
And when this happened in the hospital, we were like, obviously this has to be our new mission.
Today, the Cornerstone Foundation helps families with kids in the hospital and raises awareness about pediatric heart problems and organ donation.
You know, the Tillman family was very supportive of this and has been very supportive of our cardiac surgery program in the Children's Memorial Hospital. And it's working together with families like them that's very important to move some of these strategies forward.
The Tillmans have a permanent reminder of their time at Children's. The same Berlin heart that kept Tiana alive for 2 weeks is framed in the hallway outside her bedroom. For Chicago Parent, I'm Liz Hoffman.